Doom 3, the most hated Doom game. Except that one. And that one. And that one. And that one, of course. Today, as an avid Doom 3 fan, I am here to debunk or refute a lot of claims made against this masterpiece of a game while giving my own opinions on the subject matter. By the way, this video won't be a deep analysis of Doom 3. Consider this to be a little rant from a Doom 3 fan. Let's start with a history lesson though. Doom 3 is the third mainline entry of the Doom series, or the fourth if you count Doom 64, and it released in 2004. At the time of release, it was pretty well received and it was succeeded by Resurrection of Evil, an expansion I won't be bringing up much further in this video. It also received a technically impressive original Xbox port, and further down the line in 2012, we got a remaster known as Doom 3 BFG Edition, or as I like to call it, the Antichrist. But the hatred against this game, which was already present to be honest, was boosted after the glorious release of Doom 2016, which honestly was a masterpiece, but it also made Doom 3 like a slow, quote-unquote un-Doom-like 2000s shooter in comparison. It was made worse after the release of Doom Eternal in 2021, a sequel that took the speedy aspect of 2016 even further. Now, I wasn't exactly around when this game came out. I wasn't born yet. And it's not exactly because of nostalgia or anything that I defend this game. My first Doom game was actually Doom 1, and to be completely honest, I spent a lot more time playing Doom mods in Doom Eternal than Doom 3. So, let's get into it by looking at some common Doom 3 criticisms. Let's start with something that isn't very significant to the game overall. A lot of people call the Doom 3 shotgun bad because of its large spread, but anyone who has actually played the game would know that this makes zero sense since the entire gameplay mostly consists of walking around in tight corridors. Just think about it. If the shotgun has the spread of the classic shotgun, being able to snipe enemies across the map, it will be insanely busted in Doom 3 due to its level design. And sure, there are some open areas in the game, but there's a reason why the SMG exists. It's pretty crazy that Doom Eternal players, out of all people, complain about this when that game's gameplay consists of changing weapon to fit the situation you're in. Well, it's like that in basically almost every Doom game. In classic Doom, you don't always use a super shotgun. Sometimes you would use the normal shotgun to take care of small packs of zombies, or mow them down with a chain gun. It's not like Doom 3 forces you to only use the shotgun when there's better options in long range. In fact, in terms of damage, the Doom 3 shotgun deals the most damage compared to every other shotgun in Doom game. This shotgun with careful aiming can kill a Revenant, which is a fairly strong demon, with a single shot. The thing is, most of the time, when I see people complaining about the shotgun, they're not using it in the right situation. From my experience, in most cases, if you just place the crosshair on the body or the head of an imp or a soldier, it'll 100% one-shot them. Honestly, it even feels overpowered at times. I don't see why the shotgun out of all weapons in this game gets the hate when weapons like the rocket launcher, which is nerfed to the ground compared to the classic counterpart, dealing theoretically less damage than the shotgun and being useless in most combat scenarios since, as I said, the game mostly takes place in enclosed areas, and a weapon that deals splash damage doesn't really mix well with the level design, especially when most of the enemies run towards you. Well, I guess no one bringing up the rocket launcher makes sense since the people who complain about this game probably haven't played beyond the first 20 minutes. Similarly, people complain about the flashlight being a separate weapon. Of course, I could just tell these people to play the BFG edition, but I feel like removing the flashlight betrays the entire game's design philosophy. The main complaint is that it's hard to see while fighting demons in the dark, but the thing is, most of the time, enemies that appear in the dark are mostly weaker enemies. When you're in a large fight, those areas are usually well lit, and the enemies are visible. Most of the time, when you actually need the flashlight to see, there's usually no enemies around, and even when there are zombies or imps. Not only that, almost every enemy in this game has a projectile attack that emits light, so even in pitch dark you can clearly see the enemies. At least I've never had a problem with visibility. There is that one section in where in the middle of the pitch black room and you have to escort a scientist with a lamp, but that area is designed with the idea of you not having a source of light. Next is the claim that Doom 3 is a survival horror. I don't exactly know where this claim originated from, but I hear it a lot, even from people who seem to enjoy Doom 3. In my opinion, this claim makes zero sense if you think about it for a second. One of the main traits of its survival horror game is the resource management, which this game doesn't really emphasize. The only resource you're really need to manage is the ammo, but unless if you manage to miss all your shots and only use a single weapon, you'll likely never run out of bullets. This game has about as much ammo management as the classic games, where you'll never be in trouble as long as you use the right weapon for the right circumstances. And unlike survival horror games, the game encourages you to kill every enemy you see, and you're always the one in the control of the situation. There's never a time in the game where you'll be outclassed against an enemy. The only time where this would be the case is going to be the boss fights, but even then, they go out quickly. And again, unlike survival horror games, Doom 3 doesn't feature many puzzles, most of the puzzle element being just finding PDAs or pressing some buttons to lower a bridge. The game definitely features a horror theme though, which is why we need to discuss the next complaint. Doom 3 isn't Doom. This is something I hear a lot from Doom fans, and it does make sense in some ways. Doom 3 isn't Doom-like because it has blank or doesn't have blank. But for a second, let's pretend we are back in 2004 and Doom's 2016 Eternal didn't exist. Most people complain that Doom 3 isn't a high-octane movement shooter, but Doom, at least in the single-player department, never really was. Let's go back to the early 90s when Doom first came out. People weren't used to using the mouse, and most people played the game on keyboard. We should also take the console versions of Doom into consideration, where most of them were played like how the game would be played on a keyboard, since none of these ports allowed you to use a twin-stick setup. Now, playing the game this way makes the gameplay a lot slower and makes you peek every corner carefully, like in Wolfenstein 3D, while occasionally circle strafing around enemies in bigger areas. This is more apparent in Doom 1, which, in earlier episodes, features smaller indoor areas like Doom 1, even featuring a similar atmosphere with some level having scarier and claustrophobic elements like completely dark rooms or randomly flickering lights where you have to rely on the occasional light sources to see the enemies. The design philosophy of modern Doom games are much closer to Quake actually. More verticality, more movement, similar weapons. Just compare the Quake 2 loadout to Doom 2016. It has an infinite ammo pistol, a shotgun, a super shotgun, a fully automatic weapon that uses bullets, a chain gun, a fully auto plasma weapon, grenades, a rocket launcher, a railgun, and a BFG that works the exact same way. At least in the single player aspect, Doom 1 was not meant to be something fast paced like Quake, and that's immediately noticeable from the demo loops on the title screen. The Quake demo has the player moving around quickly, unloading bullets and enemies, while the Doom 1 demo has Romero playing the game slowly, picking on enemies one by one strategically, not going in guns blazing. And remember, I'm talking about the first Doom, not Doom 2. Doom 2, in my opinion, leans further into the fast-paced aspect, similar to a comparison between 2016 and Eternal, by featuring bigger areas designed for combat rather than smaller corridors, and having enemies that encourage active combat like the Revenants and Archviles. This evolution, at least for me, seems to be, first, the result of people getting better at the game, therefore seeking something more challenging in the classic Doom format, and second, the influence of the multiplayer in Doom 1, which encouraged fast combat and reflexes. But again, Doom 3's deathmatch mode features many similarities to Doom 1's deathmatch. Obviously, like almost every id game, you need to pick up weapons from the ground, but the combat is more grounded like in Doom 1, and it has a player pre-fire around corners and requires more patience. I'm not a person who plays its multiplayer modes thoroughly, but I can tell Doom 3's multiplayer feels a lot closer to Doom 1 than Quake or Quake 3. And that's about all I got. Feel free to criticize me since, while writing this, I can't exactly put my finger on it, but there might be something completely nonsensical or something. I'd love to see people start conversation and make my arguments more refined, since this video is pretty bare bones, since, well, it's just a random rant I wrote at 3 AM. Like and subscribe and please comment, since I love viewer engagement. And if you have more criticism of Doom 3, write them so that I can maybe make a second video about this topic.